Number 3, taxi company record the distance in kilometers traveled by each of its drivers one Saturday evening. Construct a cumulative frequency table for this information. Now, a cumulative frequency table is one where you're adding up those frequencies and they kind of compound, and so then by the end you've totaled up how many total frequencies you have. So let's first fill out the table. There are 0 between 0 and 25, and so we add that to the 32 between 25 and 50. And now we add another 102 to get us 134. Add another 86 to get 220. Add 16 more to get 236. And then add 4 more, and we have a total of 240. And so that last dot at 150 should be at 240. Now we're going to draw a cumulative frequency table, and to kind of help show what it is, we've already copied that onto that graph. But you can kind of see what those numbers should be. At 50, there are 32. At 75, there are 134. At 100, there is 220. And then at 125, we have 236. And so then we connect those points into a smooth curve, and it gives an idea of how the values are increasing. Now, using that, we're going to estimate the median travel distance by the drivers. And so we know that there are 240 total values, and so our median would be half of that. And so 240 divided by 2 is 120. And so we're going to look on our frequency table at 120 for our median and go across. That number, if we scroll down, is about 72. And so that means that our median distance is 72 kilometers. Part D, estimate the interquartile range in the distance traveled by the taxi drivers. So the first thing we have to do is find both the first quartile and third quartile. And since we have 240 total values, our first quartile will be 25% of that. So 0.25 times 240. And so that is 60. And so we're going to look at 60 on our graph for Q1 and go across. And that happens to be exactly at 60 as well. And so this is Q1. We're going to do the same thing for Q3. Q3 would be 75% of the data, and so 75% of 240 is 180. And so at 180, we're going to find our Q3 by going across and going down, and that appears to be about, let's say, 84, and that's Q3. And so to estimate the interquartile range, we're going to subtract those two numbers. Q3 minus Q1 is our interquartile range. And so 84 minus 60 gives us about 24 kilometers for our interquartile range. Last part of the problem, estimate the number of cars that traveled more than 130 kilometers. And so on our graph here, we're going to look down at 130 and go up. And we can see that that number is definitely above the 236. And so I would say that there was probably about 3 drivers that traveled more than 130 kilometers.